All right, welcome to a midday discussion on the Galapagos. Listen, the reason I am doing this here today is because I did a great webinar last night with Alex from Celebrity, but we were unable to record it. So I thought, why don't I go ahead and just go live stream today on Facebook and YouTube and give you everything you missed. So now I'm doing a little recording here today. Whether you're here live or whether you catch this, it'll be available for replay so that you can watch it. But in any event, I want to make sure we get the information out there. That's the most important thing, because the Galapagos is such a cool destination, and I can't wait to go myself. So as you can see, I have the giant tortoise here behind me. I think I'm going to name him Crunch. There he is, and he'll be with us for most of the show here today. So let's go ahead and get started. So we talk about the Galapagos. There's a lot of really cool elements to the Galapagos. And when you layer those over the top with Celebrity, as a lot of you all probably know, I love Celebrity cruises. So it makes sense that as a premium cruise line brand, they would have a premium type of experience for the Galapagos. So that's what we're going to show. I'm going to show some of how Celebrity approaches the Galapagos. So throughout the course of this, you'll learn a little bit about the Galapagos, and you'll learn a little bit about Celebrity. So as mentioned last night, I worked with Alex from Celebrity to put together a great presentation. So he's not able to be here with us today, but I am kind of giving out the information that we went over last night. Okay, nothing comes close to Celebrity. That is their like slogan. And as you can see, there's lots of really cool elements to a Celebrity cruise. And we'll talk about some of those and how that is applicable to their Galapagos product. Celebrity is well known for ocean. That is kind of their bread and butter. Their Edge class ships that are the most like recent, the Edge and the Beyond. Those are amazing. I'm sailing to Alaska on the Edge this summer with Clarkson University Group. And that is great. And then you can see in the bottom right hand corner the new ship that's really kind of unlike anything you've seen on the ocean before, because it is a river ship, and they are launching River in 2027. And then on the middle section there on the right hand side is the Celebrity Flora. That is their Galapagos ship. So we'll be getting into that. But yes, so the Galapagos. Let me tell you why I think the Galapagos is absolutely incredible, amazing. It's located right on the equator, and they are remote islands. So because of that, they have been able to, they have these unique species that you cannot see anywhere else in the world. So when we talk about like the marine iguana, we talk about the Galapagos penguin, the giant tortoise, like what you have behind me, the blue-footed booby, the red-footed booby. There's a whole bunch of very unique animals that live in the Galapagos. So I really think it is like the most amazing wildlife experience that you can have in the Western Hemisphere. So that's what's crazy cool about the Galapagos. And we'll go through some of that some more in a little bit. But let's go on. So a lot of people don't know exactly where the Galapagos Islands are. So this kind of shows you that you've got a grouping of islands, and they're off the coast of Ecuador. So right off the coast of South America, about 600 miles. And you can see this line, if you're looking at this image on the screen, where it says the words Galapagos Islands, and then you got a couple of islands, and then you see the dashed line that kind of cuts through there. That is the equator. So this is right on the equator. Temperatures are going to be pretty consistent year-round, beautiful weather. And then also, I guess the rain patterns may change throughout the course of the year, but the weather is going to be very, very consistent. Okay, so that's where the Galapagos are. That's a blue-footed booby, by the way, in the picture there. Celebrity Flora, I have a group in July of 2028, and we've done the 10-night package on the Celebrity Flora. I'll get into a little bit of difference between the 7 and the 10-day so that you can kind of get a better understanding of why I went with the 10-day. Okay, so Celebrity Flora, ultra luxury ship, only 100 guests. Forbes travel guide, 4-star rating consecutive, very eco-conscious. It is all suites, so there are no. It's kind of like the concierge retreat level that you have on the ocean, Celebrity Ocean, but that's like every stateroom on the Celebrity Flora. So very nice accommodations throughout. Okay, as mentioned, it's about wildlife in the Galapagos. You can see here the blue-footed booby, the Galapagos penguin. It is incredible what has the wildlife is incredible. In the 50s and 60s, I want to say, the Galapagos kind of were opened up for tourism. And in that period of time, they went ahead and they had the foresight to implement some rules. And a lot of those rules that they have that govern the tourism that goes in and out of the Galapagos is largely the same as what they have today. So it was an amazing foresight. They were able to make it so that humans and these animals could kind of live together, coexist together. And, it doesn't take much to wipe out entire species of animals, especially when they are so remote and they only exist in this one spot. And yet they have kind of lived in harmony this whole time. So it's an amazing place to go and visit. So let's go to, all right. So when you book the Galapagos with Celebrity, you get pretty much everything included. So you pay the one price and then you're done. Your flights between Quito is the capital of Ecuador, and the island of Baltra, which is where the Galapagos cruises start. That flight is included when you do a 10-day or longer package. Also, everything you do as far as a shore excursion, totally included. So you're not paying extra to go snorkel, kayak, hike, do any of that stuff. It's all totally included, and it's led by naturalists. So amazing experience throughout. The tips also included. You have unlimited Wi-Fi, the drinks, and all your meals, of course, are included. And so it's pretty much a one-price vacation. Now, you do need to get yourself to Ecuador, but Celebrity actually will give you a $750 air credit to get from North America down to Ecuador. So even that has some inclusion. That's if you book Celebrity Air, but with $750 air credit, why wouldn't you? Okay, so that's that. Tons of inclusions with the Celebrity Flora. I mentioned that you have naturalists leading the way. We're talking about experts in photography and experts in the local habitat and ecological area that is the Galapagos. So you're really being led around by experts in the field. And Celebrity really has done a lot of work to make sure that you have sort of this vacation that balances the exploration aspect that you're going to the Galapagos for with a relaxed sort of ship experience so that, you really do feel like you're on vacation. So you can kind of like marry the two. I want to point out in this picture, you have the Zodiac. The Zodiac is sort of how you get from the Celebrity Flora to the landing sites. And what you'll notice on this is that there's kind of like this ladder thing on the front. So they've made it super easy because this Zodiac will drive right up to the back of the ship and you just walk down those ladders with the handles and everything. Super easy so that you can go off and do your hiking and coastal explorations, the snorkeling, the kayaking, all that kind of thing. That is included as your shore excursion throughout the trip. Okay, so this slide also discusses your wet landings, your dry landings, and then landings that don't require anything. So obviously there's going to be some wet landings, which means that you get out of the Zodiac right into the water, and then you have to walk ashore. So in that case, you'd probably have boots that are provided by Celebrity. And then you have the dry landings, which means you'll be able to get out on rocks or whatever. All of the excursions will have a activity level of low, moderate, or strenuous. The one thing about this, though, is do keep in mind that while the Celebrity Flora itself is ADA compliant, there's not like ramps and sidewalks and things like that on the Galapagos Islands for like wheelchairs and things of that nature. So that kind of thing is not available. So if you do have severe limitations when it comes to mobility, the Galapagos may not be the best destination for you. Okay, what does a typical day in the Galapagos look like? Well, you'll wake up, you'll have your breakfast on board the ship, and then after a nice breakfast, you will tender to land where you're going to do like your small group hike or your animal encounter or whatever. And then once that's done, you'll tender back to the Flora where you'll have lunch. And while we have lunch on board, the ship will sail to sort of the next destination. So you're not losing time in that way. There's always going to be 2 different experiences every single day. So you'll have lunch as the ship sails to the next place, then it gets there, and everybody will get off and do their experiences ashore. And then you'll come back, you'll have your dinner, you'll enjoy the beautiful sunset that you can only experience in the Galapagos. And then what'll happen is everybody will go into the lounge and we'll have a briefing on sort of what we did today, and then again kind of highlight what we'll be doing tomorrow. So and that'll be from like sort of the lead naturalist. The other thing I wanted to mention, you see like it says small group excursions. So even though there's 100 people on the ship, the small group excursion is only like 8 to 12 people. So you're not going to be in a situation where just a whole pile of people, all 100 of you, are crowding around the same giant tortoise trying to get a good picture or whatever. It's not like that at all. You've got smaller groups that are going around and viewing these animals. Okay, this is the penthouse suite. So I wanted to give you an idea of the accommodations aboard Flora. Of course, the penthouse suite is like, there's 2 of them. They're massive. They're beautiful. They still only accommodate like 2 people. So so that's the case with that. The majority of staterooms are more like normal suite size. This one is massive. There's 2 of them. There's one on this deck, and then there's one right below it. But normal rooms are suites, and they're double occupancy. So that's what we have for that. But they're beautifully appointed, as you can see. Here's the seaside restaurant. This is where you'll be having dinner when you're aboard Celebrity Flora. And then this place, the Vista, you can have lunch here and you can lounge. You can see there's lots of open space. And that's by design, right? Like you want to be on a small ship cruise with 100 passengers, but you don't want to feel like 100 passengers are on top of you all the time. So you've got a lot of good space for seating. You've got those sort of cabana shaded things on the side. You can see there's little plunge pools at the back. There's one there, and there'll be one kind of just to the opposite side. So some great common space to look about. Glamping. This is sort of a Celebrity exclusive thing that they do. And it is a situation where you can reserve these little cabanas. You get the one that has sort of the bed, and then you get one next to it that is the dining. So because you're in this remote area, there's no light pollution from, there's no cities in the Galapagos. So you are legitimately out in nature and you have amazing stars. So this idea is that you can be kind of doing this glamping. You can look out at the stars. The next morning you have breakfast, all in your little private set of cabanas. There are multiple setups. You don't reserve until you get on board. I believe there's 14 setups that you can do. So, there's 2 setups and there's 7 days. So 14 opportunities to potentially do it. Okay, I'm going to do a quick video here so that you can kind of get an idea of the stuff I just talked about, but also get an idea for the animals. So let me go ahead and play that video now.
A cruise on Celebrity Flora to the Galapagos Islands offers a unique blend of adventure and relaxation in one of the most biodiverse regions on the planet. Situated 600 miles off the coast of Ecuador, this volcanic archipelago is truly a world apart. On our award-winning Galapagos adventures, you'll relax in spacious accommodations, savor globally inspired cuisine made with locally sourced ingredients, and be treated to exquisite service, all while uncovering the rugged charms and wonders of these remote and ecologically diverse islands. The Galapagos Islands are a dramatic tableau of volcanic landscapes and pristine beaches set against the azure expanse of the Pacific Ocean. The island's scenery varies from stark volcanic formations and lush highlands to black lava flows and tranquil bays. Each island has its own distinct topography and vegetation, creating a varied and visually striking environment. This diversity of habitats, from arid zones to green highlands, supports a wide array of endemic species, making the Galapagos an exciting destination for nature enthusiasts. The Galapagos is renowned for its extraordinary wildlife, much of which is found nowhere else on Earth. Cruising through these islands, you can encounter iconic species like giant tortoises, blue-footed boobies, marine iguanas, and Galapagos penguins. The island's isolation has allowed for unique evolutionary developments, famously inspiring Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. Marine life is equally spectacular, with opportunities to swim with sea lions, rays, dolphins, and a variety of tropical fish. Each cruise itinerary on Celebrity Flora includes twice-daily shore excursions that provide a deeper connection with the island's natural wonders. Activities are curated by our highly trained team of experts and led by onboard naturalists certified by Galapagos National Park, bringing visitors closer to nature than ever before. A cruise on Celebrity Flora to the Galapagos not only provides an elevated way to explore this remote destination, but also ensures a deeply enriching encounter with one of the world's most remarkable natural environments. Join us for a rare, life-changing experience today. To book your next getaway, visit celebritycruises.com, call us at 1-800-CELEBRITY, or talk to your travel advisor.
Well, I hope that that video kind of showed you a lot of like what it's like to be on the Celebrity Flora, but also gave you like an insight into a lot of the animals that are available to see. I didn't mention like seals yet, or sea lions, or orcas. I did let our friend the giant tortoise that was behind me. I let him go. Subbed in a Galapagos penguin here that's swimming behind me. So let's go ahead and continue with the presentation here. So we just watched the video. Okay, so the Galapagos packages that Celebrity offers, they have a 10-night, they have 11-night, and they have a 16-night. They also have the 7-night cruise only, and I have a good slide coming up that'll really explain why I don't really recommend that people go with that. They should just go with the 10-day. But the 10 days gives you 2 nights pre-cruise, then you have the 7-night cruise, and then you have 1 night post, and then you have the 11-night, which is the same except you have 2 nights post, and then you have the longer vacation, which is 16 nights, which gives you your 2 nights in Quito, your 7 nights on the cruise, and then you have the 7-night post tour of Machu Picchu. So that's the full like 2+ week vacation for that one. So, but when you book these, everything's included, as we mentioned before. Your flights between Quito and Baltra, And then also all your transporters from the airports, your lodging in the pre and post is also included. So transportation, you have city tours, all the things, everything is included when you do these packages. Also, the entrance requirements and permits that you need to enter the Galapagos will also be taken care of, and your flights from Quito to Baltra, which is complicated. So all that gets included. It'll be a chartered plane that takes you from Quito to Baltra if you do the 10-night package. Okay, a lot of this I just mentioned, pretty much all of it I just mentioned, but these are the things that are included when you do the 10-night or longer package. This slide does a nice job of showing you all the things that are not included if you were to do cruise only. So again, this is just kind of why I say don't do the cruise only, because here's what it comes down to is I did some research. I was going to do cruise only for our group, but as I got into it, I realized that, okay, well, there's not a ton of flights over to Baltra, like commercial flights, and you don't ever want to fly in the day of your cruise. So then I was like, okay, well, then I got to fly in the day before, and then I got to find a hotel. Well, Baltra Airport is kind of like on one island, and you have to go to like another island to get a hotel. So it just kind of like turned into this royal pain. So, and I don't know what they have for, public transportation there to get you from one place to the other. So I was just like, you know what? For whatever little extra money that you have to pay to get the 10-night, that is the way to go. So that way everything is sort of taken care of for you. Not sort of, it is. Okay. So we've talked all about the Galapagos. For me and my clients, anybody that decides to book anything celebrity with me over the next couple of weeks, 20 days, they will get a $100 onboard credit for any of the ocean type sailings. And then for Galapagos, because everything's included, onboard credit doesn't really get you anything. And the same thing with River. So what he'll do, Alex, he'll do for me is he'll get you a $100 discount on Galapagos or River if you decide to book that in these 20 days. But if you want to book like a regular veranda on an ocean cruise, it's $100 OBC. So great offer. Okay, so then into question and answer. And since we're doing this live stream, I don't think there'll be a lot of questions that roll in. But some of the things that came up last night were, about the weather, which I addressed. Are all the rooms double occupancy? And they are all double occupancy. You can go as a solo, but you're going to pay the same price as if two people went. So you might as well find like a really good friend and invite them along if you're going to do that. So that is pretty much it. But I did want to mention that if you were interested in getting that $100, it does apply to the other groups that I have on Ocean. Like if you want to do the Greece cruise that I have coming up, the $100 OBC. If you missed some of the other promotions that we're running, it's nice that I have that $100 onboard credit that is available if you book over the next 20 days. All right, well, that's pretty much it. 25 minutes or so, and we covered down on the celebrity and the Galapagos. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked seeing either my friend here, the Galapagos penguin, or see if you make a return here, my guy Crunch that I so aptly named here because he's crunching on some grass. Anyway, that's it for me. That's it for this afternoon. I will see you next time.